Okay. So our first session, no, it's about the JavaScript. Okay, we are learning the JavaScript today. So, uh, what will say? 1 second. Mm. Today we will start with some theoretical, and I will tell you how to launch JavaScript and how can you practice, how can you use in the Visual Studio Code and all. We will discuss now. Okay. The first thing is about the JavaScript, right? So slowly I will build the PPT. For now, I am explaining you uh, in Notepad. Okay, what is JavaScript, right? So everyone knows, right? JavaScript is the object-oriented programming language. So JavaScript is uh, object-oriented programming language, and also supports supports functional programming. Okay, JavaScript is nothing but it's a object-oriented programming language and also supports functional programming. So JavaScript is one of the key factor is nothing but the interpreted language. Interpreted language. So this is one thing. And also, uh, this is not the compiler language. This is the interpreted language. Okay. So we will see what is meant by interpreted language. Okay. And here, one JavaScript, no, one important thing is JavaScript engine. JavaScript engine. So, and how JavaScript will be helpful in testing. Okay. So these points we will discuss, and we will start launching the JavaScript. We will start writing the programs. We will try to work on the programs and in JavaScript, right? Not only on the tool, so we can execute our programming everything in the browser also. That also we will see how we will launch it. Okay. See, normally JavaScript, no, JavaScript is famous for popular programming languages, automation testing frameworks. So JavaScript is famous for automation testing frameworks. What are those automation frameworks means? One is hmm, Cypress framework and Playwright. So we are hearing commonly, right? Cypress, Playwright. We have one more called just Mocha. Okay. So these frameworks are helpful. Say Cypress uses Mocha framework. Okay, Mocha. So Playwright uses just framework. Okay. We are seeing, right, so many front-end apps, right? So maybe developers are talking about the front-end applications, right? React, Angular. So they are written the JavaScript. Okay. So for that, no, writing on the regular React and the Angular, right? So front-end apps, right? So for that, too, UI test will perform on the JavaScript, which makes very easier for automation and all. And also, uh, with the tools like Selenium, Playwright, no? So you can test across multiple browsers and devices using JavaScript. Even Selenium framework also they use JavaScript that right, WebDriver IO. So that is one thing. So for API testing, so many ways if you learn JavaScript, right? So many ways, so many places, it will be more helpful for us. Okay. Now We
But,
discussed. So JavaScript is a object-oriented programming language like Java.
Pati.
Okay. Like Java, JavaScript is also programming language. Okay. What is meant by programming language? So yeah, we know everything, but we are just understanding the things. So programming language is nothing but it's a set of instructions, right? Hmm? Set of instructions or rules that we tell to program. Okay, this should be like this. This should be this has to be the variable should be like this. Okay, the class should be defined like this. So we are passing set of instructions to the system. Okay, the programming language. Okay, and JavaScript is a high level programming language mainly used for web development. Okay, web development. Suppose it creates it creates logic, creates interactivity and behavior of the application. So normally, right, uh, right, when you are performing API testing, so there will be UI, there will be a code base, normally database, right? See, everyone knows, right, database is a server, and code base is nothing but what the developers are working on the environment. So the code, whatever they are making the code. So without UI also, they will test and they will develop the code, right? So that is what they will do API testing, right? So based on the APIs, they will try to create a repo, and they will start working on the development by using code base. Okay, there won't be any front end database. See, when the picture comes to UI, so UI is nothing but user interface. So that looks good. That should look very good, right? See, code base, no, code base is for the developers. But if the users want to use some application, so they want to know about the UI. So UI is mandatory. See, now suppose now you are seeing Myntra, Amazon and all. So there is a code base for that. But UI, whatever the UI they are developing in the JavaScript only, front end, okay, CSS and HTML. Okay, this is mandatory to attract the users. So because of the UI only, people will attract the application. They will start using it. Without UI, so just it will be a safe repository. Okay, uh, so that is what JavaScript uses for the program. It's a high-level programming language used for the web development. Okay, and okay. Now next thing is interpretation, right? Interpreted language. We identified as interpreted language, right? Okay. Interpretation means so it transfers code into machine language. So interpretation, the word interpretation helps to transfer code into machine language, so where system can understand. Okay. Suppose the difference between, right, compile and interpretation. So right, JavaScript is a right. C, when you are working with C, right, we say that C will compile the code and it will execute. So like that, code for say code is translated to into machine language. Okay, first it will transfer to machine language code before execution. So before execution, C, C++, it will work like this. Okay. So normally there will be code that will be transferred to machine language where system can understand. So that will be done before execution only. So that's why before execute only we will find the errors. Okay. Now interpretation means code is executed. Code is executed line by line by line at runtime. At runtime. So code will be executed line by line at runtime. JavaScript is traditionally considered as a interpretation language. Okay. So where JavaScript engine will comes into the picture. JavaScript engine will come to the picture. Okay. It will be available on each and every browser. So when you take the Google Chrome browser, right, JavaScript engine will be available. That why Cypress execution is very fast because Cypress, the tool, runs on the browser. So JavaScript engine. So JavaScript engine helps. So whenever you might have read Selenium compared to Selenium, Cypress will execute very faster the execution because it will. But for Selenium, right, there will be WebDriver in between. So Selenium has to send the WebDriver. WebDriver has to interact with the browser. But Cypress, no, directly it will go sit on the browser. Then it will execute. So now JavaScript is available in each and every browser. So responsible for the interpretation. Okay. So compiler code we discussed, right? As soon as we write the code, you need to compile the code. Before executing only, it will generate the errors. Okay. So browser will understand the JavaScript code and will be available to interrupt with the help of JavaScript engine present in the browser. It will start executing it. Okay. So one more important thing. Why do we want to learn? Why do we want to learn? Why do we want to learn JavaScript? So normally, right, why developers will be using or even testers will be using. So when you are using JavaScript, right, you can make web application or automation dynamic. Okay, we can use JavaScript events. So dynamically the events will be used. So events are nothing but some methods of JavaScript, some functions of JavaScript. Dynamically we can handle everything. Okay. Now we will see how we will use the JavaScript. How we will use the JavaScript. Okay. Normally this is the browser, right? Just this is the browser. Browser. Okay. Before that, no, I will launch the Visual Studio Code. So I am creating JavaScript. Just JavaScript. So this is my folder name. So what I am doing, right? I will open the folder. Okay, this is how you are going to open the project folder. You can see, right? You can see here, JavaScript folder got exit. We are in the project now. We are in the project path. You can go to terminal. Normally, if you type like where are you currently, you want to know the source path of the folder. Just type pwd. So it will give the path of the project or path of the project where it is located. Okay. Now here, so Visual Studio Code, right? Now create a new file. Go here. So you can create file from here. Okay. A new file. Go here, create the new file. Under this JavaScript, test file. Dot save it as HTML file. Okay. Now just type control space. Can you see it? HTML sample. So this is nothing but the HTML sample file. So this is one prototype, means the set of instructions they have to follow like this. First doc, and they are giving HTML head, meta, some information. These are nothing but tags. Meta tag, title is the tag, link is the tag. Okay, tag names, and each, suppose this title is there, right? This is the text they are providing. If you are taking the link, this link has attributes. Means attribute contains property name, the property value. So if they are designing the link in the web development, so they are providing some attributes. So we know, right, when we know, right, for any object, not only an object, any locator identifying, for that there are multiple attributes are defined. So based on the attributes only, right, we are going to identify. Attributes are nothing but either attributes can be defined with class, id, placeholder, so anything. So for any object or element, they are defined with attributes. Okay. But for now, just we are learning how to launch the JS. Okay. Now here, right? Uh, Create one more file here. Just so test file. Just give test file. Test file dot. Now this is JS file. One more is the JS file. Okay. Now this test file, right? This is the test file. And test file. Suppose I'm typing something in test file. Right? This is the this is the HTML file, and this is the JS file. This is the JS file where we use for the writing the programs. We will use this file writing the program. Suppose console.log. So now I am giving tab. Okay, this is the test file. Suppose now this one, right? Even you can use node, node give the file path to execute it. Copy relative path. Can you see here? Something it is there, right? Okay, this is the test file. Can you see? See, normally we will use in Python print, right, to print the some text, or a system out to CLN in Java, like that, right? But here we will use console log to print the text, whatever the string, to print the whatever the text is available within double quotes. We will print. See, it printed, right? Node.js. Okay, this is how one way. Suppose now if you want to see other way, right? Normally in browser, how we are going to use in browser? Just right click, go to inspect, console. Here, dot log, just no, it's a console log dot console, right? See, test, it got printed, right? Something. This also you can use as a terminal. Here also we can execute our test data. Okay. So these are two ways. So one way is, say now we are using the tool. So we have created the test file, JS file, and we executed by using node. We are able to print what is the text in the value. Going forward, we will use this method only. But even browser also, console, no, you can use it as a terminal where whatever you type now, it will print. Or suppose some driver or something. So going forward, we'll learn it here. So one more way is, here I am typing and I am printing the output, right? But can you see here why we created the test file here? Okay, this is a JavaScript file, right? Copy this file name, copy this file name, test.js file. That means we are interacting this JS file with the help of test file. Go here. So this is source main.js, right? Just remove this one. Just print Control V. So now this file is interacting with this HTML. What is this HTML? This HTML is the, now we can access directly through the browser. We execute it. Okay. One thing, no. Okay. Go to our project folder, root folder. We are not launching directly the browser. Go here. Already we saved the files, right? Two files, right? One is testfile.html, one is testfile.js. Okay. So under this project, we have created these two files. Go to this folder, try to launch this browser. Okay. Try to launch this browser, the page title. Now right click, inspect, go to console. So can you see here? It generated this, the test file. Suppose now I'm printing one more console.log hello world. Okay. Just to refresh the page. Can you see hello world is printed? Console.log SDT. So something like here. Just to refresh the browser. Can you see SDT? This is a file. Okay. See, I will repeat. See, now we have learned some basics, some text information about the JavaScript, and we created our project. Okay, JavaScript. This is our project we have created in the C drive. Okay, you can type here where is our project folder. So our project folder is in this part, C drive, my projects, JavaScript. Till here, you people are okay, right? After that, what I have done now, I have created two files. One is, see, whatever we create under this file, right? It will store in your project here. Okay, this is our project. Now go to testfile.h. I have created one HTML file, one testfile.js. See, by default I can use test file. By default I can use test file, and just to type node and just test file name. It will execute in the terminal. Can you see here? It is executing in the terminal. Whatever the text we have passed in the string, right? We will use console.log in the JavaScript to print the text. Okay, everything is displayed. So another way is, suppose, okay, another way is I will close this one, and you go to your local folder. The purpose, I'm telling you the purpose, why create testfile.html? We directly use testfile.js file. Yeah, we can use testfile.js file directly without testfile.html, and directly you can run through Node. Another way, if you want to run everything in the browser, create one testfile.html. This is the prototype of HTML. So normally there will be tags, there will be attributes and the values, but we need only this line, script tag. So we want only this line where source, no, you are changing the source file to JS file, because this JS file is the one which we are using to write our scripts. Okay, our methods, our logics. So this file is, if you want to run through, HTML is nothing but browser, right? Everything will be in the browser. If you want to run in the browser, you need to update this test.file to HTML, this file to source file here. So in that case, what will happen now? This HTML picks the source data from this test file. Now go to your project folder, go to test file, launch this test file. So, and it's a normal page. Okay, you go to developer tools, inspect element, go to console. See, here also you can execute. You can see the output from here also. You can see from tool. If you want to see in the HTML browser, you can see here. Okay, so I'm running through Node also. It will execute. See, it is included here the text. If you want no from browser, you can go and see from browser. Either ways are correct, but going forward we will use, I told you this just for understanding purpose. So maybe in interviews they will ask, okay, how are you going to launch JavaScript file in the browser? How to see the output in the browser? Okay, this is the way. Okay, this is how, but this is the mandatory file. This file only we are going to modify, update scripts, create scripts, everything we will do in this file. Okay, this is the source file. Just file name we are adding under the source attribute. This will take to the HTML browser. Okay, so one last way is, suppose this browser I am opening, normal Google, right? Something, anything it can be. Go here, inspect element. See, normally console works if you want to type something. Console, you also knows, right? Console.log. Say suppose it works here. Hmm? Just hit enter. It will return the output. Going forward, no, we will try to identify the locators. When we identify the locators, dollar. Hmm? See, can you see here dollar? Something I can use note like this. We will try to use for our identifying the locator purpose. So that I will tell you how to identify through locator from the browser console. That also we will see going forward. So like this, if you press $, right? See, some elements will come. Driver dot. So many are there that we will discuss. Okay. And so we know, right? Variable. What is meant by variable? So here only we're adding. Okay. Variables concept. We will first of all we'll starting with the variables. So what is meant by variable? Variable definition. If you take, so variable is nothing but a location, right? It's a location in a memory. Memory that holds the value. Okay. Variable is used to store the value. That holds the value, or variable is used to store the value, right? So why auto type is coming, right? My thing is integrated with GitHub Copilot. So that also we will see how GitHub Copilot works. This is how GitHub Copilot. So when you're using Playwright, we will see. Okay, variables. No, we are seeing variables. Variable are nothing but which is used to store the values, right? Okay, variable used to store the value. How to declare a variable? How to declare a variable? Say control slash. It will be a single line comment is nothing but a control slash. Control plus slash. So it is the single line comment. Okay, this is very important, single line comment. If you type control slash, it will go with the single line comment. See, automatically giving. So how to declare a variable? So we have syntax to declare a variable, nothing but keywords. So where is a keyword? So these are the keywords, right? Keywords. Now, where is a keyword? Let is a keyword. Constant is a keyword. These three are used to declare a variable. Suppose now I'm dealing where my name equal to John. Okay. This is string literals. It is telling where number literals, where Boolean literals. Okay. Okay. We will see that we will discuss later. See why automatically populating means I integrated with the AI. Nothing but GitHub Copilot. That is the reason we are getting. So many things we will see nowadays. No, we don't need to. It will give some ideas. So before that only. Okay. Now, so where my name, right? It is see JavaScript, right? You can pass the string either in double quotes or single quotes. Single quotes. So we will use single quotes only mostly. So A is nothing but it's a numeric, right? It's a numeric. No single quotes is a number. Is implied means Boolean values. Boolean values, right? Either true or false it will return. Now console.log just my name. So everything I'm typing everything. Okay. Console.log my name. Now see more. Can you see here? This is that here John is printed true. Okay. This one, right? True or false, we will use. It will return true or false. No, we will use when we are working with if else conditions that time. Okay. Now this is how. See where is used to declare the variables. So even instead of where, you can go with the let also. Copy same code. Or what I will do, right? Let city equal to New York. Let temperature 25 degrees. Let is raining false. Okay. Same console.doc city temperature rain. Right. So I'm printing all. Can you see here? New York city false. So console log is used to print the text of the variable. Right. Suppose it should be more meaningful. If you want to say more meaningful, right? You can add. You can pass the text also. Hmm? City name is. Okay. Like this, you can pass. Here also. For each. Okay. Anything is correct. If I execute same thing, see here, no, first one, no, we didn't printed the text, right? What is mean for why this text like that? So now city name is New York, temperature, rain, is it raining, false. Okay. If you want the same thing reply, right, go to your function folder, just hit on that.